Alright, so we're live. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to refresh the screen. You might do the same thing since y'all are on the...
Do you like this?
Yeah, pull it down.
Oh.
See,
Okay.
watch
There we
live
go.
now, so I wanna
It's
hit
telling
that.
me I'm live, and it looks like you can click watch live.
Okay.
Do you like this?
And then you'll just want to turn your volumes down. But I'm glad sound's working, so let's turn your volumes down. Good. Okay.
And I can just put the phone in my purse, right? I don't have to do
Sure.
anything on it.
Okay. Okay, now see, there's 4 of us who are watching it. It's not showing yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's a little laggy. All right. But, okay, we can go ahead and start.
Okay.
Okay, welcome back to another WCN Live here in the Wilson County News Break Room. My name is Kristen Weaver, Director of Operations, and today I'd like each of my guests to just quickly introduce themselves. I have,
I'm Sharon Kotzur.
okay,
Shelley Henderson.
Pascalle Bippert.
great. So today we're going to be talking about an art show that's going to be happening here in Vernia, here this weekend. But before we get started for our conversation, I'd like to thank our sponsor, The Price Way, which includes the dealerships Price, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep, and Richardson Brothers Chevrolet. They're located next to each other here in Floresville on 181, and you can shop all makes and models, as well as a huge service department, and even for careers. So give them a shout out. They are tagged in the description today. And thank you, The Price Way, for your sponsorship of WCN Live. We appreciate you. Next, we have a comment contest. So what we do is every time we're live, we ask our viewers to post a comment. Thank you, and good morning to Sherry and Sonia. You've both posted comments this morning, and we're happy to see you've joined us. But you post your comment in there. You can ask us questions. You can just say hi, but that gets your name into the next week's drawing. And so right now I have some comments, some names in here. I'd like for you guys to draw me a winner. Someone would give me the drawing.
Each one of us?
Just one.
Just
Okay,
one.
Pascal
Go.
drew. Let's see.
What do they win?
All right. Well, Sherry Mabe, I think is how you say that. Sherry Mabe, congratulations. You are our winner. You watched last week when we were talking about coffee cars and veterans for their car show. And congratulations. You win a C Street gift shop gift bag. And I will be reaching out to you on Facebook Messenger later, if you don't see this video, to know that you won. So congratulations. All right. And thank you for joining us. We have Jerry Shadrock and Sharon Pullman. Thank you so much. All right. All right, so let's, we're going to kind of go through introductions again. You said who you are, but now tell me a little bit about each of you. Sharon?
I'm Sharon Kotzur. I live here in Floresville. We've lived here for 30 years. I grew up just down the road in Hilltop, sort of that area. And I was a teacher in Pleasanton for 33 years. I taught art. So, hello to all my Pleasanton friends. And so I retired in 2020, and I've had the opportunity now to just paint on my own, which is awesome. And I'm right now in the process of having a studio built at home, so I'll have more room to paint. And I'm a graduate of Incarnate Word College. And they called it college then. Now it's university.
Exactly.
And I went to St. Gerard's High School, and I also had some time at St. Philip's College. So those were all great places where I learned about art, and I enjoyed many years of teaching high school kids and junior high kids.
That's fascinating. It's so nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you for being here today. And Shelley, how about you?
I am Shelley Henderson. I live in Vernia. I'm married to my husband Jim. We've been living in Vernia for 47 years. And I have been painting or drawing most all of my life. I have studied with some fabulous teachers, Vi Dunbar being one, and I've taken trips to Italy with her to paint. I studied down at the Southwest Craft Center and Copini Academy.
Wow.
I love to paint. That's what I do in my spare time. So.
Fascinating. Okay, our artist here, and now you, Pascalle.
Not an artist, but
Are you not?
I don't paint.
You are still an artist, I believe.
I painted that.
Very cool, very cool. But-
I paint walls. I've been in Lavernia for 29 years. And I have painted every wall of my house, and I have painted the exterior of my house. My husband never picked up a paintbrush. It was always me. And I just enjoy promoting the arts. We started doing I'd say we. Lavernia Historical Association had an art show. I think 2015 was their last one.
Wow.
And I was so fascinated by everybody, all the art that I saw, and it wasn't going to happen the next year.
Okay.
And I said, well, I'll do it then.
There you go.
And so I started in 2016 doing this art show.
And that's how that continued. Okay. Well, yeah, so you've just explained a little bit of the history. Is there more behind that history you want to tell us about?
I didn't
the
want
art
to
show?
have a contest. I didn't want anybody to feel that they didn't get best in show or they didn't get as many votes as anybody else. I wanted it to be art for artists' sake. I wanted them to walk away knowing that everything they sold was their money.
Okay.
I wasn't going to do any commissions. I started my first one, we called it A Brush with Color. In 2016, and it was going to be a brush with fame because I thought these girls needed the spotlight, but Shelley said, oh, no, that's too much. And so Mary Monaco, one of my best friends, she said, what about a brush with color? I said, well, what else do you paint with? A brush with color.
Yeah.
So that's what we did, and we had some sangria that Mary made, and we had we had refreshments, and we wanted people to nosh and feel relaxed and walk around and just see the beauty, and I've continued that. We had a hiatus during COVID for a couple of years, but then we're back.
Wow. Well, that is great. Well, so tell me what's special about this year, other than your back.
We have some new people that have joined the group. A couple of them are in their 80s, which is exciting. We have a glass artist, Roberta Salinas, who is the mom of Janine Mills, who teaches art at high school.
Neat.
And some of the ladies I have met at other art festivals, and we have just a really mixed bag. And then one special lady that has joined us is Tessie Pugh. She does nature photography. And so it's a celebration of God's art because she sees things through the camera lens that come out amazing. And I want to, in this time of our life right now where everything is so ugly and divisive, I want us to celebrate beauty. And that's the whole focus of my show is I want people to walk in and just go, oh, that's so beautiful. We need to find joy in the beauty that God has created in these ladies you're creating.
Yeah, nice.
So that's my focus.
Do you want to run through the names of your featured artists?
Shelley Henderson, Sharon Kotzur, Rachel Howe. And Rachel, I've actually commissioned a painting with her. I told her I wanted a goat because we grew up with goats, and goats are naughty creatures, and we often missed the bus because the goats would escape through the fence, and one of us had to draw straws and be the goat chaser. And so I had her, you probably can't see, it's too small, but
Oh, I can get it closer to the camera.
I had her create a goat for me, and I absolutely loved how it turned out.
Goats are cute.
Just funny. And she put elements of it that represent my mother, the red poppies, the snails, because we eat escargot, and ladybugs, because us girls were called ladybugs.
Oh.
So she did everything right in there, and I just love that. And Jan
Interesting.
Doss is, I wouldn't say she's a beginner, she's very prolific. She paints a lot. And what's interesting about Jan is she doesn't title her pictures. She puts them on Facebook and says, any title ideas? And all these ideas come rolling around. And I fell in love with the horse picture. This is,
Oh, wow.
to me, it looks like Riders of the Storm. You know, and you've got this big horse coming through the blue. It's just so cool. So, and then Beverly Simmons, she was the voice of HEB when HEB shoppers come get your HEB special. And I saw a painting that she did on Facebook, and I said, oh, you need to be in the art show. And so she is retired now, so she can devote more time. And I want this to be way for her to get some feedback and continue developing her art. And I think that'll be really good for her. Cheryl Pritz does beautiful abstracts, but she also she paints with a palette knife, which I can't even imagine doing. But she does
Sounds
landscapes, and she disappears to Wisconsin, I think, every summer when we're dying of heat, and gets inspired and creates, and then comes back, and she's her art is on display at Wimberley, in the Wimberley Art Guild. I'm not sure the title of it.
Okay.
Gretsch Brummer, she paints dragons. She's a free spirit. You see her green car, you know, and blue hair, you know that's her, and that's her dragons, and she's a lot of fun. And then Wendy Roser, I saw her at the market, the Christmas market at the Lutheran Church, and fell in love with her art. And so I invited her to come, and that's her hummingbird. And Martha Orm, she's one of the artists that are in her 80s. She has some beautiful art, and she does some acrylic pours, which is really cool. And then Jay Lawver, I just met her a couple weeks ago, and she asked to be part of it, and she sent me a couple of photos of her art, and I said, absolutely, and hers is the cardinal. So, but she also does some Western. So, I think that's I have one lady that is not going to be here because she had pneumonia. So,
Sorry
but
to hear
I
that.
think I've got everybody covered.
Okay. So if you're wondering, and I'm sure you are, tell them when this art show is and the details where they can find you.
Saturday, November the 9th. That's this Saturday at the Vernia United Methodist Church in the Family Life Building behind the church. The church is across the street from the Vernia Junior High School on Highway 775.
Great.
The address
Easy
is
to find.
210 Bluebonnet Avenue, but it's Vernia United Methodist Church, the only Methodist church in Vernia. And we're in the back in the Family Life Building. And we will have some refreshments for our guests, so you can stick around and shop and drool over the paintings, maybe arm wrestle over some of them.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like, because the artist will be bringing a selection.
A lot.
A lot of selections. So.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Carfuls.
You're just going to fill it up with art.
Yes,
right?
and that's what I'm doing, is I'm clearing out their closets
Yeah.
to make room for more painting. We hope.
Okay, great. Wow. Well, that is really something I can imagine will be really nice for the community to stop in, like you said. Very relaxing, meet all these lovely artists. What a great opportunity for the community to have something like this available, because it will be a busy weekend. So let's go ahead and talk to each of you as artists. Shelley, we'll start with you. And you might have said this before, but tell us again how long you've been involved in the arts, the roles you've served, and a little about your art in particular.
I misspoke a while ago when I said my husband and I had lived in Vernia for 47 years. Been married for 47 years.
Okay.
We haven't lived in Vernia for 47
Oh,
years.
okay.
But I've been drawing. I started drawing from the time I was a little kid. I got in trouble at school for drawing while the teachers were talking. But I never had any formal art education as far as college or anything, but I took every class I could find,
Right.
many life drawing classes, painting with various and sundry teachers around in the areas at times. Taught myself a lot of things, but for the most part I've worked with some really great instructors. I do watercolor, acrylic, oil. Oil painting is my love. I like to do pet portraits. I get a lot of commissions for pet portraits. People like to have their little cute dogs done. And
That's a good one.
I paint in a spare bedroom, and right now it's just completely full of supplies and paintings and frames and things around. I'll be bringing to the show. I'll be bringing a lot of matted watercolor that aren't framed, that will be much less costly than when they're framed.
Sure.
And I'll have acrylics. I have flowers
And
I
this
do.
form is acrylic?
This is
What is
acrylic
this?
on panel, yes. That's acrylic on panel. And then I do, my favorite love is landscape, and that is oil. I love the morning light. I love light on anything natural, so that's what I try to capture.
She went to a Willie Nelson concert.
Yes,
How
years
old were
ago
you?
in Corpus Christi, I had done a portrait of Willie Nelson off an album cover, right? And we went to a concert. When he came to Corpus Christi, my family said, "Oh, we have to go, we have to go." So we
Right.
got really good seats up close. I took the painting. My intention was to give it to Willie because I thought
Yeah.
he needed
Of course.
During
Makes
intermission, we walked up to my brother and another man that was with me at the time. Went up to the stage and I said, "I have this painting of Willie, I want to give it to him." And he said, the stage manager said, with crossed arms, "Lady, do you have any idea how many of those he gets?" It was crushing, but
Yeah.
someone eventually bought it, so
Cool.
it
That's
worked out
very
okay.
A Willie Nelson fan. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Well, Sharon, what about you?
One thing I didn't mention, which I should, is that I am a member of the River Art Group down in San Antonio. That's in La Villita. I would invite anybody to go to La Villita if you haven't done that for a while. It is a beautiful place, and that gallery is filled with local art,
Yes.
and it's a really good way to find good art for good prices. And
cool.
so I enjoy that, and I also enjoy painting with my friends. I have a few art friends, and we get together every Tuesday at a friend's house, and we all paint. And yesterday we had pumpkin pie that one of them
fun.
made, and
Wow.
we talk and we solve all the world's problems. And so that is really nice to have a community of artists, and we've done that for many years. And Shelley and I are part of that. I do right now. I started with watercolor, and I have a lot of watercolors that are, big and heavy with glass and frames. But for this show, I decided to stick to my acrylics, and I love painting. This is one of mine. I love to paint things that I find interesting in my life, and of course, I like to look at things that are happening in my environment. So we all know how beautiful the cardinals are, and how you put the sprinkler on and they're all there, and they're fascinating. This painting is of some crinum lilies that my friend Darla Royal gave me 20-something years ago that just keep coming back, and which is awesome because I cannot grow things, but they will grow.
Those are awesome.
And Darla is another art friend of ours. She is in Pleasanton and has an art studio called Artrageous. And Janine, you talked about Janine Mills. She has an art studio in La Vernia called Art Attack.
Right.
And we both taught there.
And we both taught there, yes.
Right.
And so there are opportunities in this town and in their surrounding areas for people to take their kids to do a little art, or take themselves to learn to do some art.
Right.
So it's out there if you look for it, and it's something that I have found that people who are very afraid of it at first enjoy it so much, because they learn that they can learn to do it also.
Right.
And so basically I'm just having a good time right now, not having to drive from Floresville to Pleasanton every day,
Yes.
at 5 in the morning and
Yeah.
at night, but also having time to really focus on my art. So
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not thinking of anything else at the moment,
Yeah.
but I will, I'm sure.
You mentioned River Arts.
River Art.
Okay.
Yes.
Jay Laver, one of our artists, is a member of
Is
River
also a
Arts.
member of
So,
River
so
Arts.
she's there. And then Roberta Salinas is the mother of Janine Mills,
Mills.
and she teaches glass art. And this is a glass turtle that she's made. And she showed me one the other day that was really pretty. But she teaches, well, like this weekend, she'll be teaching 12 children how to do an art project out of glass.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kiln glass. She'll take the colors, or they'll take the colors and
Yeah.
make it, and then she'll fire it for them and then give it back. So again, like you shared, that children can learn how to do this, and I'm going to enroll my husband in one of those classes.
that's
Because I want to learn too, and I think he's just retired and he needs to learn something fun.
Yeah. Well, I know we have an amazing art community.
Yes, we do.
But
Yes.
what do you, I don't know, do you have anything that you would want to share as far as, I think you've kind of given them an idea, but if someone were looking to do something yet they haven't yet taken those steps, any words of advice or wisdom that you would pass on to them, young or
Yes.
old?
I do know, you might start at one of the art studios, and we always like to call it fun art. So when Shelley and I were teaching there, it's not a painting that you're going to spend weeks on like we might do.
Right.
It's something for fun, but it starts teaching people about color, which is my big interest, is color, as you might be
Yes.
able to tell. And also, if you really, really are serious about art, I think that there are community colleges in San Antonio.
Yes.
You could go take classes there.
Yes.
There's also, you said, the Capini Gallery.
Yes, Southwest Craft Center, the Copini.
Yes, there are places, if you just start looking for them, if you're serious about art, you can find places to do art. And if you're afraid about starting it, just know that it is very learnable. And if you find a good art teacher, they can teach you how to do things that you don't really think that you can do. But you are able to do them. So.
And probably a great way is also to attend your art show this
Yes.
weekend and
Yes.
meet
Yes.
some of these wonderful local
Yes.
artists
Yes,
and just
you
meet
can
and
talk
greet.
to people, and they'll give you some ideas about where to start.
Right. That'd be a
Nice.
good starting
There
point
is
too.
also a little place down here by the coffee shop on 181.
Okay.
I think it's Spot On Coffee.
Mhm.
They have a little art place for, I think it's for kids, art classes.
Mhm. Oh,
But it's
okay.
pretty new. You
That's
might
cool.
check it out there
Mhm.
too. It's down past Eagle Creek
Okay.
on the right.
have to check that out on the way home.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, you've had some nice comments here. We'll just go through with some good mornings and thank you, Pascalle, sharing the beauty through artist's eyes. Absolutely. Nanette says she likes the horse painting. It's amazing. And a reminder that Christmas is coming fast because someone talked about commissioning, you
Pet
know,
portraits.
right,
Yes.
the pet portraits
Yes.
and the
And
different.
Shelley also paints people, don't you?
Yes.
Yes.
After the Sutherland Springs massacre, one of the family survivors asked Shelley to paint the family members represented.
Yeah.
as birds. And
Really?
I did a
Wow.
watercolor representing each of the members that were
That's
lost.
nice.
And then wasn't the tombstone also
Mhm.
based on her painting?
And sometimes,
special.
people might have a vision that they would like to have in a painting. And, you might find somebody like Shelley or somebody
Yeah.
else who can put that on a canvas
Yeah.
for you.
Well, and even something like what you were talking about, Pascal,
The
with the
goat.
goat and the intricacies.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, your artist had to have interviewed you, or there was this process that you went through.
No, she
No.
she looked
How
at
did
my
she know?
she looked at my Facebook and she gleaned
Okay, I get
what
that.
I love, and basically on Facebook, if you follow me, it's nature.
Yeah.
I don't do.
So she kind of surprised you.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
marvelous.
And that's Rachel.
That's amazing.
Rachel Howell.
Rachel Howell.
And she's from Sutherland Springs.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Mhm.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, this is quite an opportunity, again, for the community, for the art community, for community in general. Great learning opportunity, wonderful way to relax. And I love, your purpose and what you're trying to do, Pascal, who you are an artist. You definitely are.
I'm
To
painting
be
my
able to
sign.
see all that you do. I mean, art
But you
is
dance
beyond
also,
creating things, too.
I
Are
sing.
you a dancer?
She
You
sings.
I sing.
She
Yeah.
sings beautifully, and we
Thank you.
appreciate all the energy and work she puts into these shows for us.
Absolutely.
And you go and visit some of the nursing homes.
I for
Sing at the
15
nursing
for
home.
15 years
Yeah.
I sang at nursing homes. I've kind of
Yes.
taken a bit of a hiatus
Yes.
because it was too hot this year and I just couldn't haul all that equipment and wear a
Yes.
long dress and all the makeup and stuff.
Wow.
But I sang at the veterans home here for 15 years, and so
Yeah. I know they appreciate that.
I loved them. I do. I love them.
Well, this has been really fun to hear all the ways that you're connected in the community through not only your art, but just in helping others. And that really does come out
Thank you for having us.
to meet
Yeah.
you. Where can we go to learn more about this art show? Do you have a presence online or anything like that?
On my Facebook,
And your Facebook.
Pascalle Bippert.
And
Yeah.
there is a page on Facebook, and it's just art show, right? And so I think you can search it that way, and it just says art show, but it's Lavernia,
Yeah.
November 9th, and you can find that page also.
Right. And we do have information, and you had brought last week's Lavernia news where it made the front page.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am, and we
That was
appreciate that. So,
awesome.
Thank you.
and that's Sharon's
Yes.
Sharon's art right there on the front page.
Yes,
Beautiful. It came
and
out beautiful.
I appreciated that. And somebody sent me a message and said, wow, there was a front page with art and football in the same area. That's quite the accomplishment.
That really
This was
is.
seen all the way in Michigan because my best friend from 7th grade, she said, "Wow, you really rank if you can get up there with
Oh,
football."
that's what it was.
That
That's
was
right.
yeah, that was my friend Lori from Michigan. She said that.
Yeah.
I said, "You bet, you bet." So yeah.
Right, and we do have an article in this week's Wilson County News. We
Okay.
have you on our community calendar, go wilson360.com.
Thank you.
So we are happy to keep the
Thank
community connected and informed with this kind of stuff. So I know that you share it with us.
And I would say that, we're not just only looking to sell art.
Right.
We
Right.
want to see people come look at art.
Right.
And one of the most fun things for me is when people bring their child
Children,
Yes.
yeah.
and they look at the
Yes.
art and the children are so serious about really
Yes.
studying it.
Yes.
And I think that's a great part of something like this.
Absolutely.
Be inspired.
Yes.
Let them know that doodling is not bad.
Doodling
Right.
is not bad.
Get out your crayons and have fun,
Oh,
and
it's so
yeah,
wonderful
pick our
to be
brains
using
your
and
brains.
learn things.
It is.
Absolutely,
It really is.
absolutely.
I agree.
I have goosebumps. What you said?
Yeah, so that's right. Everybody needs to come to the art show that is
Yes.
happening this Saturday in
ma'am.
Lavernia at the Lavernia United Methodist Church.
In the Family
At
Life
10
Building
a.m.
Right.
behind the church. Yes, ma'am.
All the way until 3.
And
Okay.
10 until 3.
So-
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, that is going to be something great. I thank you so much for coming in
Thank
today.
you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you very much.
Yeah. Thank you all for joining us as well. Please share this video with others and share what these ladies are doing and this beautiful art community and this project, which is very worthy of our time. I would also like to thank our sponsor, The Price Way, which includes the dealerships Price, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram and Jeep, and Richardson Brothers Chevrolet. They are located here in Floresville on 181, right next to each other, and you can shop a huge amount of different makes and models, as well as a service department to fill all your needs there, and even careers. So give them a shout out. They're tagged in the description, and thank you so much, The Price Way, for your sponsorship of WCN Live. And that concludes our conversation. Thank you again, and hopefully you'll join us next Wednesday again when we'll be on live at 10 a.m. We'll see you then.
Come see
Bye.
us Saturday.
Yes.